To be honest, it is not easy. Whoever told you that it will be easy definitely lied. It's not easy, and it will never. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're stopping by for the first time, my name is Ijoma, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. And if you're not yet subscribed, please do me the favor of hitting the subscribe button and turn on your bell notification so that you always get notified each time I upload a new video. And now let's get into it. Ooh, motherhood, the hoodest hood of all hoods. Like, you know, in the neighborhood, like everyone is so sure that this is, like almost everybody in the neighborhood knows their way around. But with motherhood, you can never know it all. It's always like this. It's never a straight line. Sometimes when you go through the first line, like let me say, this is my first time of going on this journey. Like you think, oh, I already know it, I have the experience, but before you know it, like in some situations just gets, you're like, oh gosh, what have I gotten myself into? Yeah, so anyway, let me tell you the honest truth. Those that told us that, oh, once you put to bed, every problems you have with pregnancy comes to an end, did not tell us that after you remove the thing from your belly, that is when the real problem starts. Yes, I said it. You know, with all the symptoms of pregnancy, they'll always tell you, oh, once the baby comes out, everything comes to a halt. But then when the baby comes out, that is when the real work starts. I mean, after I had my first baby, with the experience I had, I often tell my pregnant friends, oh, enjoy the moment. If you know how you can enjoy your pregnancy, enjoy it, because let me tell you, you might think, oh, you're going through a lot with pregnancy. The moment the baby drops, that is when the real problem starts. Yes. Look at me. Since I had this baby, I can't even boast of, like before, I can boast of sleeping, like getting like 6 hours of sleep straight without interruption. I could get up to 8 hours when my husband is around. He takes care of the babies. Maybe he just goes on checking up on them at night. Like, especially when the pregnancy was there, like I could just sleep. When I was really pregnant, I could sleep. He knows what I'm going through, so he wouldn't really disturb me. Then he takes care of the babies. Sometimes I sleep earlier than usual. Then he would just put the children to sleep. But now since I have this one, obviously he tries to help, but he cannot help. Like, what can he even do? The baby needs me. Like, it's just as though another person can help you. Sometimes the baby wants to, okay, my friends have suggested, or you can actually express your milk, you can actually pump. But then when you have a baby that is really needy, I don't really know how that helps. And it's also not easy to pump. Like, it's also draining on its own because you have a lot to do. Sometimes you won't even have the time to do the pumping, but maybe it's possible. I said I'll try it. I keep telling myself I'll try it, but then up to now I haven't tried it. So anyway, I mean, I had a pump in the past, but I didn't use it. Like, you know, here you could rent a pump. So I rented a pump in the past. I used it for like 2 times, but then it wasn't needed, so I had to return it. So look at me, since I had this baby, and you know the worst part of it, like you know, when they talk about Christ's love for the church, let me tell you, after Christ's love for the church, the next kind of love that can be likened to that is that of a mother. You are practically laying down your life for your child. Like, sometimes you have to put your life on hold for the sake of the child, then think more of when they are more. Like, I've seen people who were working before, the moment they have the baby, they'll just be like, you know what, no, I just dedicate maybe like 2-3 years to this child without going back to work. And in the process of waiting, another one comes. So you see, another one comes. Maybe like they have 3 children on the whole. You see, in the process of laying down, like, you have to put your career on hold, you have to put your life on hold. Before you go out, anything you're thinking about is the baby comes first, the children comes first. Whenever you're thinking about your life, whenever you're thinking about, oh, I should do this, I should do that, then you always have to consider the child. And you know, the funny thing is that in all these, it's just as though your efforts are not being recognized, in the sense that sometimes when the baby's crying, of course you've already fed him. Then those around might not even consider that, okay, maybe the problem with him is maybe colic, or maybe he's just crying, just seeking attention, to know that someone is nearby. The next thing they'll call you, oh, come and breastfeed this child. Then you finish breastfeeding, the next minute he's crying again, they'll ask you, are you really sure you breastfeed this child? Isn't it hunger? Like, gosh, I mean, that one has been getting on my nerves. Sometimes I'll be like, does it mean there's not that thing I can do? does it mean, like, have I ever, the other day I was like, I spoke to my mom, I was like, have I ever come out in the need and tell that I will not breastfeed this child? Have I been starving him? Haven't I been doing my best? Why do you keep on making it seem as if I don't really care about this baby, as if you care more about this baby more than I do? Of course, crying is a part of living. Crying is part of childhood. If they don't cry, it is their duty to cry. Is it now me that will cry? Definitely a no. And then people will call you, they'll ask you, like they'll call you, they'll even forget to ask you how you are. The next, oh, how is baby doing? I hope he's not crying so much. I hope the colic isn't bad. Blah blah blah. They will ask and then forget to ask you how you are. Like, everybody assumes that you know it all. Everybody assumes that you're strong enough. Everybody assumes that you don't even need care. I mean, the other day, some them in the past, whenever I'm taking care of the baby, like, let me say I'm breastfeeding him, the moment I drop him, my mom would then be like, oh, now you gotta find something for your husband. I'm like, excuse you? Find something for who? Have you even asked me if you have eaten? Like, nobody, sometimes they just neglect you, that they don't even know what you're going through. They don't know that being a new mom is mentally draining, is emotionally draining, is physically draining, because you see yourself walking around the clock. The only time you get to sleep is maybe when the baby's okay. Then they will tell you, oh, when the baby sleeps, try to get some sleep. Who will take care of the housework? I mean, I have other children. If I should get to sleep like him, who will cook the food? Who will do this? Who will do that? Like, to be honest, it is not easy. Whoever told you that it will be easy definitely lied. It's not easy, and it will never be easy. I don't even know how long this will last. Like, as long as he remains in this state, you are definitely responsible for him. Even when my husband carries him, he's still crying, screaming. Sometimes he just needs that comfort of the mother. Sometimes they'll cry and he'll be crying. The moment I place him on my chest without breastfeeding, the moment he's here, you will see him. He comes on my chest, perceiving the smell of his food, he'll just be calm. So, like, it's not easy. And then mother's nature, or maybe they lie to you so that you try it. And it's not just something you can describe to anybody. It's not something you can explain to anybody. It's better experienced. Like, just like they say in labor is not, the pain of labor is not something you can describe. Even if you say, oh, it's like menstrual pain, it's not really like menstrual pain. It is more intense. That is exactly how motherhood is. I mean, even with this one, like with my previous children, I never experienced, I usually get enough sleep. Like, even with him, the sleepless nights, I didn't experience it with my others. Like, with my previous three, they usually sleep all through the night. Sometimes, I mean, if once I start getting into my fitness routine, I usually wake them up to breastfeed them before I start my fitness. But this one, sometimes in the night, he'll just be quiet. You try to lay him on the bed to breastfeed him. He was not comfortable. He will cry. You have to carry him. See, I have been sleep deprived for the past 3 weeks. Yes, we are 3 weeks plus now. I've been sleep deprived. And then sometimes I wake up in the morning, my eyes are really heavy. I just turn to foodie automatically. I just eat, like eat, just to get hold of myself. It's not easy. I don't even know. Yeah, but like they said, God is our strength, and we'll keep going. Yeah, and sometimes people also forget, like, I don't know, here in English, there's something they call baby blues. I don't know what we call it in Igbo. Maybe they don't even have anything like that, because they expect that as a new mom, you should be happy, you shouldn't complain of anything. Then they'll tell you, oh, you've been blessed. Others are even looking for it. Like, they don't even consider, they don't think about the emotional aspect of it, that is emotionally draining. You see yourself losing yourself. You see yourself losing yourself with breastfeeding, the pain that comes with breastfeeding. If you don't know, breastfeeding is hard. Like, they do say it's hard before, but I couldn't really relate, because it wasn't that bad for me. Like, I know the first few days is always difficult, but then luckily there is a cream they usually give me at the hospital that helps with the pain of the breast at the on stage. But with this one, latching was a problem. Sometimes before he latches, I'll have to struggle and struggle. Then you'll see me, I was trying to give him the left one. With the latching problem, I'll then switch to the right. If we try that one, it doesn't work, we switch. I never had this problem with the other. Sometimes I'm now like, I was asking myself, does it mean that my nipples are now inverted? But they're not inverted, obviously, because they are just protruding and you could see it. But then I didn't know what the problem was. Then after the latching problem, then at a stage, one funny thing, I didn't even notice when we stopped experiencing that problem with latching, because now he breastfeeds really well. And now, then it's after the latching problem came the pain. Sometimes I'll just feel the pains around the areola, not just on the nipples. I'll try to check. Obviously, I don't have any wound. What could be the problem? I don't know. Like struggling and struggling and struggling. But anyway, thank God for his grace. I mean, sometimes I just like, I remember sometimes I'm like, how am I being able to be calm in the midst of all this chaos? I know it could only be God. There was a day the baby cried like we were awake all through the night, and then in the morning, before, if he wakes up at night, if he stays awake all through the night, at 6 he will sleep. But this day he was just awake all through. In the morning he slept. As soon as I got up to get the siblings ready for school, he woke up again and then started crying. I tried everything I could, even with breastfeeding, it wasn't still helping. He was just like, I just had to talk to him. I was like, hey baby, don't make it look like I'm not trying enough. Of course, I'm doing my best. So you should cooperate with me and make this easy for me. Like, I was just so... Like, after a while, I just let him on the bed, just go out to let it all out. Then the next thing, my mom called, oh, Jay, don't you do that? I said, it's enough. Just hold it. It's enough. Don't I deserve to live? But it's not easy. We keep navigating it and we'll keep trying. For me, anybody that says they don't want to have children, I don't blame them. But then my own take on that is, yeah, knowing what's the cost of motherhood, apart from the financial cost, it takes a lot of toll on the woman. I would tell them, do what's best for you, provided you wouldn't constitute a nuisance to anybody when you get old, or when you're matured enough, and you wouldn't constitute a nuisance to anybody in life. Do what you want, do what suits you as it fits you. But I don't know, but we'll keep trying. With God on our side, we'll keep winning. If you get to this point, thank you so much for watching. I believe I've been ranting, but then this rant is necessary. Sometimes we let it all out to free it, or we let it all out to get ourselves back. We let it all out to be able to navigate the next step, to know where we are heading to next. And that should be the end of this video. Thank you so much. Bye.